Hello, everyone. Might just wait a couple minutes to see if anyone will hop on. So, I will be honest with you guys, when I was asked to do this training, I was terrified. This kind of stuff freaks me out, but if there's anything that I've learned within these last 3.5 years of being a coach, it's that you need to constantly be stepping out of your comfort zone and doing things that scare you and getting uncomfortable if you want to grow. So if it scares you, do it anyway. So my name is Shawn Blunn, and 3.5 years ago, I jumped into these programs. I didn't jump in as a coach right away. I actually started with the workouts first. So 3.5 years ago, I was not the same person that I am today. I was actually very shy, very introverted. My dad literally called me the little mouse in the corner. And I was just very self-conscious. I hated the way I looked. I stopped taking care of myself. And my roommate, actually, she was a coach, and she was doing these programs, and she was so happy, and she looked amazing. And I actually went to school for early childhood education and autism and behavioral sciences. So in college, I stopped taking care of myself, and that's where I really saw my confidence go down. And so when I saw my coach doing these programs and looking amazing, I jumped into them right away as soon as I finished school. And I actually started with 21 Day Fix. I got amazing results. I felt so good. And it took me about 2 months to actually jump into the coaching opportunity just because of how shy I was. But I started coaching May of 2016. And honestly, it's been amazing. I wanted to start coaching because I wanted to be a light to someone that my coach was for me. I wanted to inspire people to step out of their comfort zone and become the person that they know they could be, just like my coach did for me. So when I started coaching, I actually became a diamond coach quite quickly. I became a diamond coach within 4 months of my business, actually. But then I just sort of chilled at diamond for 2 years. I kind of stopped getting creative. I would watch trainings, but I wouldn't implement them. I wasn't really stepping out of my comfort zone anymore. And I wasn't doing the things that I should have been doing to be a leader. Because when you're a diamond, you become a leader. So if you want something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. And I was just constantly doing the same things. So it wasn't until Team Cup of 2019 in February where our team exploded. Our team went from, so first of all, our team was top 5 in Canada, which we never thought was ever possible, but it happened. Not only that, but I hit my high Success Club numbers in that month, which was Success Club 54. Our team went from a diamond team in January of 2019, ending off the year as a 4-star diamond qualifying premier team. And we actually had 8 people rank advanced to diamond within our whole network. So that was an amazing year, and I owe it all to Team Cut because it really showed us what our team was capable of, and really when you put in the work and show yourself what you're capable of, honestly, you will see success too. So today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my inviting process during Team Cup, and most importantly, how to create those connections with people and to bring in those new coaches and new customers throughout the rest of the year. Sorry, I made notes so that I wasn't going to be scatterbrained the whole time. So first of all, connections. We are so lucky as coaches that we have Instagram stories because we literally get to show who we are as people, and we get to be ourselves and be authentically you. So this is, to me, where your connections start first before you even have those conversations. So when you're in your Instagram stories, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to show what you do outside of the workouts and outside of coaching. People really relate to you when they see what you're doing, as your job or with your family. People really relate that way, and that's how you will find your people, is when they connect with you on another level. I always tell my team, don't be afraid to mess up in your stories. If you're doing a workout and you trip and fall, don't be afraid to post it. It's hilarious. If you're videotaping yourself and your phone falls, post it. It's funny. I remember last Team Cup, actually, I got my eyelashes done, And I woke up the next morning and my one eye was like literally swollen shut, and I could have made the decision to not even show up on social media that day because it was so embarrassing. But I got on my Instagram stories. I was like literally talking like this, and honestly, it created a lot of conversations with people, and people related because either A, it's happened to them before, or B, like they're trying to help you. So don't be afraid to put yourself out there, even if it feels like it might even be embarrassing. Remember, people relate to the real you. Don't try and be perfect because no one really relates to perfect. Another way that I like to connect, obviously, is one-to-one conversation. So how I like to connect with people is commenting and complimenting. So specifically during Team Cup, I like to do this with at least 30 people a day. I like to comment on their photos. If I haven't had a conversation with them yet, I like to compliment and say something like, "Oh my God, I love your dress. Where did you get it?" Or, "Oh my God, that sweater looks so comfortable. Like, where did you get that? I want something like that." So just having those compliments and creating those little conversations before you send the invite, I think is super important, especially just creating, allowing them to know, like, and trust you before they purchase from you and join your team. You really need to create that connection. So next is inviting. So during Team Cup, we really like to get together with our team, and we would do Zoom calls. So all of us were working full time. I was working Monday to Friday in a kindergarten classroom. Some of us were students. Some of us were waitressing. So we were really busy, but we made sure that we had a schedule that worked for all of us in order to get our invites together. And we had fun with it. So you need to have fun with inviting. I like to sip on my Energize, put on some of my favorite music, maybe some Beyonce, some Cardi B, like throwback music is what really gets me to have fun with my inviting. And the Zoom call just really helped us push because we would tell each other how many invites we sent, and we just had that like healthy competition with each other to continue to send those invites. So for a specific amount of invites, we were sending anywhere from 50 to 100 invites a day. And my invites sound something like this. I like to use their name because I like to make it sound personal. "Hey, Lindsay, I just wanted to say thank you so much for following my journey here on Instagram." And then I send like that little hug you emoji. And then I'll say, "Have you ever considered joining my online fitness community or becoming a coach yourself? If not, totally okay. I look forward to hearing from you." And then at the end, I like to add like, "P.S. your recent post, I love your hair," or like, "P.S. your recent post, I love that shirt you were wearing," or like anything to make it personal. So you're not like copy and pasting, and just having that little connection in your invite as well. So when it comes to inviting during Team Cup, you want to make sure you're always having something to invite to. So always promoting this in your stories, maybe adding polls in your Instagram, telling them to go to the link in your bio, doing call to action posts. You need to be posting like a boss, pretty much. And people want to know that they're allowed to like join you too. So you have to let them know, like, I'm here to invite you to what I have to offer to you. So when I say you need to always have something to invite to, this is kind of an idea of what I did last year and what I'm going to continue to do again this year. So remember, what you are talking about is what you're going to attract. So if you're only talking about the boot camps, then you're only going to attract customers. If you talk about a coaching sneak peek and you're talking about coaching too, this will allow you to bring in customers and coaches, which is what you want, because eventually you might have customers that are going to be your rockstar coaches one day. So at the end of January, beginning of February, so I actually already started this now, I open up early enrollment for my new bootcamp coming up in February. So I create a list of names of people that are starting to sign up. I create a deadline and a start date for people, and I think the start date and deadline really help people knowing like, oh, I want to get my name on that list. So I create a list in my Instagram stories. This way they can see who's signing up and who's joining the bootcamp. And then after that, we promoted our coaching sneak peek. So our Team Cup team ran a sneak peek together. We did it on Facebook, and we promoted that for about a week. So we invited people to our coaching sneak peek. And then once that was done, we then opened early enrollment for our March boot camp the week after. So that way we always had something to talk about, something to invite to, and that way we were constantly bringing in new coaches and customers. So this is kind of a way you can show in your Instagram stories, like this is how I show up on social media. Sometimes I feel like, especially for new coaches, it can be overwhelming and they feel like they don't really know how to come out and show their workouts and show this and show that. So I've kind of created a routine for myself when I show up on Instagram, so I'll just kind of share that with you. So in the morning, I wake up at 5 a.m. I work in a kindergarten classroom, so having that time for myself in the morning has really helped me. So I definitely give you advice to start a morning routine for yourself. It'll really help. So I get up at 5, I do my personal development, I show them like what I'm reading, I show them quotes out of my books, I show them my Energize that I'm drinking it in the morning. Sometimes I'll do like a little Energize video. And then when I post my workout, I really like to do a caption with pain points. So if I'm having a conversation with someone and they tell me their excuse is that they don't have enough time, okay, so I'm going to show up in my Instagram stories today and talk about how I literally finished my workout in 20 minutes and I'm done for the day. Or if somebody said something like, I don't have enough space, like I just can't, or something like that, I'm going to show you that I literally work out upstairs in my hallway outside of my bedroom door, and I still get my workout in, and I still finish programs after programs after programs in literally my hallway. So just showing them that it's possible for them too, I think will help them change their minds. Another thing I get is like, oh, I have kids, and that's like not really something I can relate to. So I like to show my clients who are moms who are crushing their workouts in the morning, or people on my team who are moms who are crushing their workouts and doing their business and working, and just showing them that they could do it too. I also like to post transformations in my Instagram stories. Like, I don't just post the picture though. I like to post the story behind it. Transformation photos are great, but if you don't have a story behind it, I don't think that people are really going to relate that way. So I think you really need to have a story behind it and how that person could relate to their story. I also like to show like I'm working in a kindergarten classroom and I come home and I work with my team. I really want to show them the grind. I want to bring in coaches that aren't afraid to work. So I like to show them how much I'm working and how much I'm actually doing stuff outside of that as well. So Team Cup just really showed me what our team was capable of. And we were pretty much like, why stop here? Like, our team exploded within 1 month of doing these things and being consistent and 10 timesing everything. Why would we stop here, kind of thing? So pretty much what we started to do was we continued with push groups. So we do separate pods for depending on where they're at in their business. If they're pushing for Emerald, if they're pushing for Diamond, if they're pushing for Star Diamond, we started doing like push groups in the Voxer pods. We continued with accountability groups. We continued with nightly Zoom power hours. We started running our own team calls. We tried coach mentorship groups with different books for them to check in and see how they're going to implement that into their business. We started doing one-to-one calls with coaches. We actually did our own Emerald retreat, which was really cool because sometimes I feel like you think, oh, it can only be diamonds. It can only be a diamond retreat. But when you're a new team, you don't have that. So we really encouraged our team to really push for Emerald and hit Success Club. And we had about 8 or 9 coaches that earned that. And we got to treat them to a little trip and weekend away. So that really helped our team too. And we really just continued to push each other throughout the rest of the year and just show each other what we're all capable of. And I think the huge difference is that we really got all really close. You really need to have that connection with your team. If you don't have a connection and you're not really communicating, then you're not really going to be able to see that success. I think a lot of it is that connection you have with your team and pushing together. So that's a little bit about what our team does. I know that was like a lot of information. I hope I didn't like overwhelm you. I'm going to read the comments after and kind of go over if you guys have any questions at all. But thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great Friday.